You know, some poems, they're just words on a page, right? But then there are others that are more like a piece of tech for the human soul. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most powerful of them all, William Ernest Henley's Invictus. This isn't just a poem. It's a manifesto for resilience that was forged in almost unimaginable pain. And by the end of this, you'll understand exactly what makes it tick. I mean, right from the very first line, we are plunged into absolute, total darkness. He's not trying to find a silver lining here. It's black as the pit from pole to pole. It's a full-on acceptance of a grim reality. And yet, what's the immediate response? It's not despair, it's gratitude. Gratitude for one thing and one thing only, his unconquerable soul. That just sets this incredibly defiant tone right from the start.
So you have to ask, right? Who on earth writes something so powerful from a place of such darkness? To really get this poem, you have to understand the brutal furnace it was forged in. So let's talk about the man himself, William Ernest Henley.
Yeah, this wasn't some kind of philosophical exercise for Henley. I mean, his entire life was just this relentless battle with physical suffering. He got tuberculosis as a kid, lost a leg in his mid-20s, and wrote these very words from a hospital bed in Edinburgh, going through these agonizing experimental surgeries just trying to save his other leg. So this poem, it's like a dispatch from the front lines of human pain.
Okay, so this is where it gets really fascinating. How does a poem actually do this? How does it have such a powerful effect on us? Well, it turns out it's not just the words, it's the very structure, the language. It's almost like it's designed to rewire your brain. It truly is an anatomy of defiance.
So let's start with the beat. Henley uses what's called iambic tetrameter. You can feel it, right? That steady da-dum, 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 da-dum. It's like a march. And that rhythm isn't just for show. It acts like a steadying pulse. Our source material calls it a form of autonomic armor against the chaos of pain and fear. It literally calms your nervous system as you read it.
And what we're seeing here is basically a neurological battle playing out on the page. On one side, you've got the language of pure threat. Words like clutch, bludgeonings, horror, that go straight to our amygdala, the brain's alarm system. But then, the poem immediately fires back with these short, sharp, powerful declarations. Unconquerable, unbowed, unafraid. It's like commands from your prefrontal cortex, the thinking part of your brain, telling that primal fear to stand down.
Psychologically, this poem is also a masterclass in what some call integrating the shadow. Instead of running from the darkness, the speaker turns and confronts it. It's about turning that terror, that feeling of helplessness, into a powerful sense of self. It's not about pretending the darkness isn't real. It's about absorbing it without letting it win.
So all of this, the backstory, the rhythm, the psychology, it all builds and builds to the poem's final earth-shaking declaration. This is the moment Henley takes us from just defending ourselves to taking command, from just enduring the storm to actually seizing the helm.
Just let that sink in for a minute. In an age of massive scientific and religious upheaval, when people were starting to feel like they were just pawns of forces way beyond their control, this was an absolutely radical statement. It's this profound assertion that no matter what chaos is happening out there, the inner citadel, that remains yours to command.
And that is exactly why this poem feels so urgent right now. The source says it helps decolonize victimhood. In a world full of what it calls systemic bludgeonings, whether that's chronic illness or social injustice or just that general feeling of existential drift, Invictus gives us a powerful counter-narrative to feeling powerless. So, how can we actually put this into practice? Well, the source suggests a really simple protocol. Think of it as an experiment. For just 24 hours, try to live by the poem's code. When you face your own personal might, start with gratitude for your inner strength. When things clutch at you, make a conscious choice not to flinch. When life's randomness bludgeons you, keep your head up. The whole point is to actively, consciously reclaim your role as captain of your own ship.
But here's the thing. Just when we think we've totally grasped the message, that it's all about total control, the source gives us one last, really provocative twist. And there's a deeper layer here that honestly makes Invictus even more profound.
And this is the critical question we have to ask. Is Henley really claiming that we have absolute power over every chaotic thing that happens in our lives? Or is there something else, something deeper going on here?
The source suggests that this whole declaration of mastery is what you could call a noble fiction. Now, that doesn't mean it's a lie. It means it's a courageous, protective posture we adopt in the face of a storm that we know we can't actually control. It's a psychological defense that lets us operate with dignity and purpose,
even when things are falling apart.
So you see, the surface reading is one of total triumph. I am the master of my fate. But the deeper, and frankly more relatable reality, is one of endurance. You aren't the master of the storm, but you are the captain of how you respond to it. You steer your soul through a fate you ultimately don't control. And maybe that's an even more powerful idea.
And in the end, this might just be the truest, most gut-punchingly honest line in the entire poem. It admits the damage. It acknowledges the pain. The victory isn't about avoiding the wound. It's about the posture you hold after you've been hit. My head is bloody, but unbowed. Not total mastery, but unbreakable endurance. And that really leaves us with a question, doesn't it? In a world of chaos, is the choice to remain unbowed the only true mastery any of us can ever hope to achieve?